We often find ourselves recoiling from adversities, quickly labeling anything that disrupts our expectations as suffering. Whether it's a difficult person, situation, or problem, anything that rattles us becomes undesirable, and we seek to discard it promptly. However, it's not the presence of expectations that is the issue, for our desires are at the root of our progress, both material and spiritual. The real problem lies in the unrealistic nature of our expectations, particularly our desire for the permanence of good things in our lives. Padmasambhava, also known as Guru Rinpoche, was a young 8th century Indian mystic who spent much of his adulthood in Tibet. Revered and loved by many, his charm and enigma captivated everyone who met him. Except for some envious royalty and commoners, showered with affection, praise and gifts, the king offered him a permanent place in his palace and treated him like a son. His boldness and fearless truth-telling earned him predictions of becoming Tibet's sovereign. One fateful incident changed everything. While dancing in ecstasy, Rinpoche accidentally killed a passerby with a trident he hurled from a rooftop. Those envious of him seized the opportunity to launch a propaganda campaign, turning public sentiment against him. Branded as arrogant and inexperienced, Rinpoche was banished from the community, spending the rest of his life in the wilderness. This incident awakened him to the reality of impermanence. Sometimes a single event is enough to awaken us, helping us see the transient nature of this world. Such incidents transform our perspective, allowing us to handle life's challenges with newfound wisdom. This world can offer us anything but permanence. Love, stability, and even the mightiest structures are all temporary. Forests burn, mountains move, rivers dry, and people die. The inherent nature of all things is impermanence. If we can remain mindful of this transient nature, adversities will hurt less. Understanding that those who favor us today may be against us tomorrow helps us remain detached from their behavior. When experiencing happiness or sadness, mindfulness allows us to navigate these emotions with greater ease. Happiness and sadness, like pleasure and pain, are fleeting. Our aversion to sadness and pain magnifies their impact, making even minor inconveniences seem unbearable. Suffering or sadness isn't inherently wrong, it simply exists. Embracing life's flow requires accepting impermanence and the inevitability of suffering. While mass suffering, such as children dying of hunger, is unacceptable and must be addressed, individual suffering rooted in personal expectations often stems from our unrealistic desires for permanence. Recognizing that everyone will eventually be separated from us helps us let go of our attachment to expectations. Mulla Nasrudin's tale further illustrates the transient nature of perception and treatment. Initially given poor service due to his plain appearance, he tipped generously. On his next visit, expecting lavish treatment, he received the best service but tipped minimally, explaining that the previous tip was for this week's service and the current tip for the last visit. This story underscores how our treatment depends on others' perceptions and expectations. Ultimately, our happiness and awakening are in our hands. Mindfulness in our words, actions and intentions reduces aggression towards others and ourselves. Being gentle with ourselves leads to greater happiness and goodness in the world. Be kind at all times. Embrace the transient nature of samsara, and even if it is an illusion, it can still be beautiful.